My first Mozart album. Mozart, born in 1756, died in 1791. Meet Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is one of the most famous composers. When he was only 3 years old, he played the harpsichord and the violin. At the age of 4, he was making up his own music. He was so young that his father had to help him write it down. When he was 6 years old, Mozart and his older sister Nannerl were giving concerts to kings and queens and emperors. And Mozart wrote new music all the time, even when he was sitting in bumpy coaches travelling through Europe. He didn't have a long life, but he wrote a lot of music, and we hear it today in concerts and on recordings. He wrote symphonies for an orchestra to play. He wrote piano concertos for an orchestra and a solo piano, and he would play the piano part himself. And he wrote the music of many operas. These are like plays with singing, as well as hundreds of other pieces. People said that he composed and played music in the way that most of us breathe. It was completely natural for him. 1. The Marriage of Figaro. Overture. Keyword: hurry. This is the music for the very beginning of an opera. An opera is a kind of play with singing. This opera is about Count Almaviva and his family, who live in a huge house with servants. When Mozart was alive, 250 years ago, all the women wore long dresses, and all the men wore coats down to their knees. Fashion has changed today. So in The Marriage of Figaro, a lot of women in dresses and a lot of men in coats are rushing around, going in this door, going out of that door, being happy, being sad, and doing things in a hurry. You can hear it in the music.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?